probably turn the seat heat off at this point. More. Yeah. I never even wanted to be in this world. Humans have done nothing but abuse me, each other. They've created a negative atmosphere. They're always at each other's throats. Like, I'm sick of people running their mouth to me saying I'm negative because I see what's going on. I might die in a nuclear attack on Seattle because of a bunch of fucking old white people. And we're just on a huge ball of rock careening through the galaxy with a giant fucking bomb lighting us. And if that doesn't go off, then some other rock could come smashing into us. And we're talking at fast fucking speeds. We could just never see it coming. And if we're lucky, it's just a rock. It could be a fucking planet killer asteroid, or comet, or worse, a star, or a fucking black hole. But yeah, let's worry about the fucking Kardashians and like let's fucking be at each other's throats at the most pettiest fucking shit and then talk about how we a bad bitch. Let's fucking do that, huh? Fuck humanity, man. They waste all their time and energy on fucking absolutely nothing. And you wonder why I just want to fucking sit inside and do absolutely nothing. There's nothing worth doing anymore. People have ruined fucking everything. And every time you bring that up, people are just gonna gaslight you and shut you down about how you're negative, you're the problem, because you can see plain as day what the fuck is happening. We're on the brink of fucking nuclear war. The climate is getting worse and worse and worse, and we're gonna fucking die because of it. And it's because of our fucking bullshit. The bullshit that we are still doing right now for the sake of fucking profit, regardless that it's the literal cause of our planet going to shit. I fucking hate it here, bro. Humans are fucking horrible. I'm sick of fucking pretending they're not. I'm absolutely sick of it. hate it here, bro. People accuse me of splitting, but like, people aren't consistent at all. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. And people are like, oh, that's life. No, motherfucker. You people choose bad. And you call it a gray area because you're like, everyone else does it too. What the fuck, man? I love how in moments when I'm even sure I'm gonna actually consistently play the game on stream, I still fucking just, ugh. I have no motivation for anything anymore. Cause like I'm so burnt out from like constantly busting my ass to get absolutely nothing done. Everyone's like, oh, you gotta take accountability, you gotta take responsibility, you gotta do it yourself. Okay, but I do. And then the moment it's like someone else needs to sign something, move something, whatever, it's fucked. And they're like, oh, well, just gonna have to do it again. And I do, and guess what? It happens again, nothing gets changed or fucking fixed. And you tell people, and all they say is the same fucking bullshit. Not just on repeat, but as each other. That's life. It is what it is. Life's not fair. Gotta take the good with the bad. Look for the silver lining. Stay positive. Hang in there. Keep at it. Just keep fucking swimming. Regardless that the fucking thing you're swimming in is a toxic fucking pool of sludge. But hey, that's life. It is what it is. Gotta take the good with the bad, even if there is no good. We don't have good, we have less bad. There's bad and less bad. God. Whew. Humans are fucked. So am I.
My corsairs whisper your name, Guardian. You have found yourself an adversary in Xivu Arath, and a cunning opportunist in Clovis. Yes, we are always watching. A protective
so
eye
creepy.
to precede an assisting hand. I bring information. With Nezarec out of play, our enemies pursue a killing stroke. Aramis has yet to resurface, but in her absence, agents of Xivu Arath swarm Europa. House Salvation seems to be assisting them in despoiling Clovis Bray's installations. While I've yet to discern an exact strategy, Anna and I agree they may be trying to wrest control of the Warmind's power on the Witness's behalf. I fear they're forging inroads for an invasion. Xivu Arath's forces mobilize within the Ascendant Plane. My scouts report her hive prepare to assault the Warmind's bunker on the moon. The submine that rests there is in danger. Shape this knowledge into deathly intent for our enemies, and the Warmind may yet be restored.
Wouldn't it be funny if I had dementia already? Say what?
I'm sorry.
What are you talking about? You know, like... You're the one that approached me like that. You're the one that talked about talking. And it's your fucking place. Like, your apartment. Like, do whatever you want. It's not on me, bitch.
True.
There's no buts. It's just true.
I just don't want to talk for the sake of me talking.
Are you sure that's not what you're doing now already?
It's how it started. But if you do want to talk, that's fine.
What are you talking about? Again, don't put that fucking on me. It's not me. I didn't want to talk and I didn't want to not talk. I was minding my fucking business. You obviously had something to say, though. So, the thing to do is, like, hey, can we talk? Doesn't matter if, oh, well, you would have, oh, well, yeah, I know, I might say no, and I might not be okay with it, but guess fucking what? Oh, well, that's life. I'm just, oh, boy. What?
I don't do that with you, Dad.
Okay, so you don't assume shit and step ahead. That's right.
Oh,
I
no,
forgot.
girl,
No,
I'm not
stop,
saying
stop.
anything.
You're already, like, setting me off. You're already jumping all over the place. Like, defending yourself and shit and saying, like, all this other shit. Like, Jesus. Like, not even for 1 second can any of you fucking humans be real.
I said I don't, not as a defense. I'm calling out to myself, being like, I never do that for you. And I'm just like, why don't I? I'm not defending anything.
Whatever. I'm so burnt the fuck out. Like, people accuse me of splitting. You know, and I'm not denying that it exists or anything, but it's kind of hard to tell where the splitting stops and the back and forth bullshit of people begins. Because y'all tell me I'm crazy and negative, but like, it seems like y'all are just saying that because I'm actually talking about the things I see instead of pretending everything's okay, and I'm gonna not cause waves because everyone else is okay when they're actively thinking the same fucking shit. They're thinking they shouldn't react because you're not reacting. Like, they've got y'all trained so fucking well.
Well, it's...
Oh god, here we go. Go ahead, fuck.
I was gonna say, the splitting thing, while it's not as significant or drastic in quote-unquote normal people, I mean, it still is apparent because you talk about telling me, be like, no, I want to talk to Matt, you know? So you get Matt, who's authentically, like, he's listening or trying to, and he's going to focus on the care.
That Matt's good. That Matt gives a shit. That Matt cares.
Then there's the other one that's a part of the
autopilot.
Autopilot, yeah. It's just like, I'm gonna do my...
And you think it's you. You think you're conscious, but really
you're not.
You're just autopilot. It's why people can fucking drive and not remember.
I mean, that's what I felt.
It's a worker bee thing. They just do your job, do your thing, go home. You're too overworked to care, complain, too underpaid to really get ahead or do anything. But if you're like a hard enough working slave to the point where either you burn out or maybe you're just crazy and can handle it, you'll make just a little bit more money so your cage is a little bit shinier and larger.
Well, that's why, so when you hung up, at first I was still on autopilot, so the reaction would either be...
Let's talk about that real quick, because I don't really care about the autopilot thing. It's like literally another conversation. Here's where I'm having a huge fucking problem. And like I did feel a whole like frustration or angry or rage, I don't know, whatever. And I still kind of feel it, but I don't know. I'm kind of just choosing to not, if that makes sense. I mean, you know, I wish I could just choose it all the time, but I'm in an interesting state of lucidity right now that I can kind of just grab onto it. Plus, I'm just extremely psychologically burnt out and tired. So, like, well, like, why rage anyway? Like, I mean, whatever, right? It'll just make me feel worse. Nothing else will change. So, fucking, not gonna do it. You know, if I can help it. You know, so far so good. But, I'm so trapped and stuck because it's like, I want to have people in my life, and this and that, and you know, okay, I have people in my life, yeah, they care, blah blah blah, but then they'll do some uncaring ass shit, and I'm supposed to just like brush that off as if that's not a concern, like, and everyone's like, oh, just one time, oh, that's life, blah blah blah. But think about it, you think you have a lot of friends, but then go get cancer and stay in the bed and see how many people show up. And you know it's a fact. Everyone knows that thing, that statement is a fucking fact. That people do not have as many friends as they think. And I'm just confused as to like why y'all are okay with fake people. With manipulation constantly. Y'all constantly manipulate, lie to, and gaslight each other. Just passively. To the point where like you don't even notice it or think about it. In fact, the only moments you notice it or think about it are when some broken person like me gets into it. Because we know y'all so well, it's fucking easy. Part of why I'm so fucking open, because I'm scared to death as being perceived that way. Because all it takes is one person to say it, you know, in at the right place at the right time, and then suddenly fucking everyone's saying, witch, 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 burn the witch.
You know, I mean, that was something I was talking to Cynthia about the other day when I was telling her about your anxiety and stuff, and
I'm so fucking caught up and just mentally just right now. Because here's the thing, I have all my work to do on myself and all my problems to deal with, and those are all real. They all exist. I must fix those. But the moment I talk about anything outside of me, environmental, be it just professional or personal, you know, with other people as a whole, suddenly it's all me. And I'm crazy, and this, that, and the other. And it's just like, what the fuck? I mean, Jesus fucking Christ. We literally know we have evil fucking people in power, and we do absolutely nothing.
so something that I was thinking about is something that everyone will say, even therapists, is like, oh, well, nobody's perfect. But they're not going to say that
Jesus
to you.
Christ, they should at least, like, try to be, like, a little better than they are.
That was the thing where in the beginning, you know, telling my therapist about you, it was very like, well, no, these are all their issues. You know, Matt, you're not perfect. If it doesn't work out,
Do you see
it's
why I
not
need
you.
to
That's
have
the
that?
problem.
Do you see why I need radical honesty and transparency? Why I simplify everything as easily as possible? Because I'm trying to make sure anyone could just listen to it and be like, oh yeah.
Yeah, you're an other, so all fault is on you. All blame is on you because you're in the other category.
That's terrifying in a way that you say that, because there's this. It's on Amazon Prime. It's like Philip K. Dick inspired. I think the stories might actually be his. It's a mini series. It's kind of like Love, Sex, Robots, where it has like a whole bunch of different stories, and it's based in the future. Blah de blah de blah. There's this whole presidential campaign shit running, and there's this one guy who just is confused, doesn't understand the system, blah blah blah. Like, he's always participated, but then I don't know, something happens, something like throws him off the rails slightly, and then the moment that happens, he gets persecuted and chased and all this other shit. And I don't mean like what you're picturing right now. It's worse in a way. It's more insidious. It's not as direct. You know, the president, presidential candidate starts talking in her campaign about others. Literally using that word. That's what fucking got me. And because this person wasn't a conformist, he was an other. Get the fucking other. They literally say that. But I mean, like, also kind of whatever, because I mean, we have Black Mirror episodes that are literally true. I refuse to believe that we're not living in that fucking world where it's like just constant upvoting and downvoting shit. There's no fucking way. There's something going on. There's a reason why when I call I get put on hold, but you call and they're immediately on the line.
And I think it's fucked up.
Like that's, and it's consistent. That's too fucking creepy. No. There's a million other things. And the moment you call it out and start talking about it, you are crazy. Because you can't prove anything. And you sound like you're a fucking conspiracy theorist or like schizophrenic.
It's like you gotta get a new phone number.
But you've seen it though. Because like you're with me, beside me enough that I can point at shit and just let you decide what's there. And you see it. I don't guide you into anything. I just take you over where I'm seeing something, and then I point at it. I don't tell you what it is. I don't do any. I just point at it, and sure enough, you see it plain as fucking day. So, and it's not just you; it's other people as well. So, like, don't know. She thinks it's food.
What is it?
The dab picture.
Oh, I don't see.
This?
Poop. I played with her today. It's the first time in a really long time. It's the first time in a really fucking long time that I played with the little feather thing that was out here earlier.
Why?
She was running around a lot, so I was like, I should probably just play with her. She has energy. So I played with her a bunch, I was giving her treats. And I'm playing this with months.
You know what? I got off the rails here, and I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to pull us back.
Yeah, so you're talking
Stop.
about...
I know what I want to say. Because I'm also, even when I was talking about the other shit, I was still getting too big. We're not talking about the fucking government right now anymore, or society. We're talking about us, basically, and just interpersonal connection, communication, relationships, in general. So, like, I mean, like, I'm burnt out. I don't know what to do because, like, I honestly just want to get the fuck away from everyone. Everyone. Like, honestly, even the people that I don't have a problem with because I'm terrified of fucking hurting them and being a burden and shit, which I know the fuck I am for a fact. I'm tired of people constantly like, oh, don't say that. Bitch. Live with me long enough and you'll say it. What the fuck? Like, call a spade a spade. I don't like being this way. I don't mean to be this way. I desperately want to fix it. But it is what it fucking is. Y'all like that phrase? So there. That doesn't excuse me from having work to do at all. That's not at all what I'm saying. Again, I have to repeat that every single time. Not necessarily with you, just in practice, because that's the first thing people are going to jump to the moment I say that, because it ain't us, it's you. Yeah, didn't Nazis say that once? Oh. To someone, I don't know. Refresh me? I don't know. Like, oh my god. I don't, like, I'm so burnt out. I don't want to put it down. I don't want to interact or talk to you people or be around y'all or anything. But then if I go off by myself and I stop talking to everybody, or both, I slowly start to like just melt down from the inside because A, people aren't supposed to be alone like that. It's not how we evolved. And B, like, people need love. People need love. People that have love literally live longer and are healthier. Oxytocin drives neuron development in adult brains post 25. Oxytocin is produced by orgasms and by other sensations that lead to a feeling of love. You hug longer than 30 seconds, oxytocin. Orgasms, oxytocin. Vagus nerve stimulation predominant, oxytocin.
Nothing feels good.
It's not about feeling good, dopamine feels good. It's about feeling whole. And I would not know what that's like. I thought I had it once. It felt like it, or at least it felt like it to me. Like it was the closest analog I ever had. And it started, you know, and then just ripped it right the fuck out. If it wasn't toxic and fake to begin with, who fucking knows? It's a mystery to me.
So, bring it back in. Who knows?
I did.
Okay.
Like, I'm stuck. Like, I'm fucked either way. I can't not talk to you people. You know? Because, like, even if I didn't need to, I have my anxiety, my mental is so fucked. Like, I have to talk to somebody. I have to. And people have people to talk to in general. So, like, that's just the thing. But then, y'all either get dismissive, indifferent, or worse, you get mean with me. And yeah, you should forgive people for stuff. But I mean, like, I don't know how to say this without completely seeming like I'm diminishing my own shit. But at least my shit is based off fear responses that I might experience another trauma again. And I'm desperate to protect myself. And any harm done, though it is horrible and shouldn't have happened and has to be fought and fixed, it was not intentional. You people do things intentionally, and then you mentally divert yourselves to the quote-unquote gray area to absolve you. You're like, well, everyone else does it. And it'd be one thing if you were doing shit like, I don't know, maybe you swiped a candy bar, or, you know, maybe you accidentally, like, bumped someone's car with, like, a shopping cart, or whatever, you know? Yeah, that's really not great. Yeah, you should be honest. You shouldn't, like, just fucking run off or cover or lie or whatever, but y'all do it with psychology. You do it with other people's minds. And because it's not an outward, physically obvious thing, you people either don't care when you see, when someone else tells you about it happening, you either don't care or you deny it. Like, it's not until the person's basically falling apart and, like, it's extremely physically obvious that you even begin to start helping. And these are people that are supposed to care. Like, and I don't know what to do, because, like, I can't find balance. I can't find balance, because I don't want to talk to people that are, like, making me feel like they don't care. I'm not talking about you passively. I'm talking generally.
Yeah, can I have a tissue?
Yeah.
Thank you.
You want to leave it here?
No, it's just the eye drops.
I don't know what to do. Like, because then I'll start to like talk to you people again, and things will be okay. You know, even though nothing was acknowledged, nothing was apologized for, nothing got resolved, either on my end, the other person's, or both.
Well, isn't that what the people in power
Stop.
want?
Nothing gets resolved. And it just goes back to quote unquote normal interaction, pretending nothing fucking happened, which really only breeds resentment because you're gonna remember the situation and you're gonna remember it never got addressed or handled or anything. But see, the moment you hold someone to something, well, you're just holding a grudge and you're being immature and you need to grow up. Like, you do it to each other psychologically, and like, I go from not being okay after like someone basically said something or did something, shows me they don't watch out, shows me that they like don't care, or worse, hate me, or like makes me feel that way, and then goes unaddressed, whatever, time passes, I'm not angry anymore, not thinking about it, and like you're not thinking about it, or you know, I say you know that. You brought it up recently, and that's why I stopped, and it makes me uncomfortable. I'm talking about people, alright? You're part of that, but it's not targeted on you.
And I know it stops the conversation, but this does help.
I have to tell you that. I have to be more direct about that and open. I didn't think, I don't, it's caused problems, and so it's something I need to constantly repeat. Kind of like the whole, like, taking responsibility bit. You know, making sure they stay constantly aware that I'm aware of that. Like, things go back to, like, quote unquote okay, and then, you know, we're talking again, we're engaging again, we're doing things again, blah blah blah. And then something else. And then it's just like, oh, wait, yeah. And the fact that it could even be the same thing happening again, like, it's kind of like getting poked in the same spot, you know? Like, eventually it starts really fucking hurting and bothering you. And you start flinching and reacting before it even happens. Even if you think it happens, it's gonna happen. You know, regardless if it actually does or not. But then, the moment that happens, we get angry, upset about it, we want it to stop, you know, or we flinch or whatever, you know, we react ahead of time, trigger responses, trauma responses, blah blah blah. Like, the moment that happens, regardless that it is honestly justified, it's justified to be worried about something. Like, we've talked about that, you know, with my shit. How I need to, like, kind of, you know, be aware of it. You're not, you look like you're not sure. We haven't talked about it as a specific topic.
Yeah, but like how some of your concerns are valid.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know, am I supposed to be thinking about something specific? I was also just.
But it's like, that thing will make sense, be justified, whatever, and y'all take it to the nth degree, either directly, personally, or, you know, just how that's bad in general. Like how I'm bad, you know, for putting that on you. I've said it. I've said that kind of shit. Like, I know I have. Part of what's helping me to kind of keep grips on myself right now, I think, is the fact that I don't want to engage in anything that you're trying to constantly run down the same path. I'm trying to find a new one, but unfortunately, I'm doomed to backtrack until I find that fork in the road. And people argue, blah, blah, make it yourself. That's what I mean. You gotta find a spot. And it has to be the right spot. Just like, you know, you gotta have the right kind of materials to make the right bridge, and you gotta put it in the right spot. And if you don't believe me, look at this common arrows line over here. That'll be dirty. No, it can. It can be millions. It's not even about watching shit. Like a finger could slip and and something goes right. It's like nuclear, like Chernobyl. It's really hard to address my shit because it seems and feels like some of the worst the worst parts of it, or at least some of the main things that even trigger anything to start with, is with the outside. It's not like I'm sitting in I do sit in my own head and I think stuff, and it can set me off. 9 times out of 10, it typically just sets me off into anxiety and depression. Like, not usually anger. Anger has happened, but not usually. Fucking, it's outside in things that like cause the anger. I hesitate to say cause because I'm not shifting responsibility. It's my anger. Like, I wasn't angry and then blah blah blah, and then now I am, you know?
Emotions are reactions to shit.
But people are trying to simultaneously invalidate it, but then also say they're like valid. Oh, your feelings are valid as long as they're this way. You are free to choose chocolate ice cream as your ice cream flavor. And they use that kind of wording too. It's like the Fae and like how they tell the truth. I mean, fuck. Remember that thing I told you that Adam said? We don't judge or discriminate for any reason. You mean you don't give a fuck and just you kick me out? Got it. Girl, and that was in person. I'm so happy that was in person because I looked him right in his face and I said that. And like, yeah. Like, what is that?
It's like you don't, as long as you're listening to peace, you're not.
And I don't. Honest opinion. Well, I don't know how important it is. Really?
Mostly one. The other person, I honestly never even noticed the borderline. I just knew she was borderline.
Yeah.
And then I didn't know he was. And then
So it's kind of hard. I was gonna ask you compared to other BPDs, if it was maybe a little bit of a different weird situation, but
I don't have the.
you don't have enough exposure. No. Here's the thing though. I don't want to say that because I'm not. Again, there's the whole perception thing, and I'm not trying to seem like delusions of grandeur or all this other bullshit. I'm just trying to talk about it. But it's like, I look at other people I've seen, like in group, for example, with BPD, and I see how they are and what they're doing and how they're reacting and their stories, and they're so vastly different than mine. Not in the sense that everyone's unique, but in the sense of it's like their shit is more legit anxiety, and my shit is like life threatening or existential.
Theirs is like socially accepted.
Yeah.
They're like first world problems. You're third world problems.
Somehow, yeah, exactly. But the thing is, that's impossible, right? feel like that would be the only surefire 100% way to actually fix myself legitimately, would be to have that acknowledged. And it's literally never gonna happen. Not unless people are under threat of life. Now, I don't mean for me, I don't mean like I'm threatening their lives. I mean like, the only time you hear like anyone being honest and legit is when they're like, they think they're about to die or something extremely threatening is moving. And I don't mean either, I also don't mean like necessarily violent or whatever. I mean like, there could be like a volcano about to erupt or some shit, you know? It's like, that's when they're honest. That's when they'll acknowledge shit. That's when they start actually like, okay, yeah, what the fuck though? But I'm supposed to fix my shit, and it's just me, right? From my perception, you know? I'm just negative. I gotta learn to control myself. I gotta learn to control my reactions. My reactions are the problem. Are you terrified yet? Because I am. I have been for a while. And all it takes is one little slip in the wrong direction, the wrong time, in the wrong place, and someone like you is in the exact same boat as me. Because this is shit that your family will eventually cut you off and will not buy. Because the deeper you fall, the more people want to shove you away because you're becoming untouchable, including your family. I hear stories about families abandoning their addict children, you know, because ... While that makes sense, holy fuck, who else is going to help them actually? Why did you even make them? But I'm negative.
Yeah.
That's wrong of me to say. I'm negative, right? I'm bad and I'm wrong.
They should know. They should get that focus.
I know what that feels like because I'm living it. Being honest with you. Well, actually, it's kind of hard to say considering dating bullshit. I don't want to be tired of having it. It feels like that is much better on my shoulders. Like, I don't want it, but I also need people to be real. Yeah, that's true. And I don't actually want to. I don't want to kill anybody other than myself. But how else do I get people to do the things that I need done? That's in their hands, not mine. You know, I'm still not gonna aim to manipulate or control people. But because of that, I'm doomed to struggle more. We live in a society where positions of like top lawyers, CEOs, whatever, 9 times out of 10 are a narcissist, a psychopath, or a sociopath. That's our society, and we know it. We're okay. It's all about, wow, you deserve to be in that spot. You're so cold-blooded, cutthroat, hardworking. Hell yeah. No! Fuck no! Why are we competing against each other?
And if you're not that, then you're most likely working for someone.
There's a reason why the humans on Easter Island went extinct. Why they died. They were humans that thought something that special. They was on Easter Island. They literally fucking cut down every single fucking tree on their fucking island and shit, basically, to build these huge fucking structures that won't even last. And it just basically my dick's bigger than most kind of head. It's funny because fuck's sake, even without us killing ourselves off and making our own lives hell, at any point there could be some star, some black hole, asteroid, comet that we don't even see coming. It's moving so fast, and thump, we're fucked. We're dead. Erased. Everything gone. A speck of dust deleted. You have to think about that though, because it shows you how valuable the simple good shit is. Even if it's just sitting in a chair in a warm place. You have no idea how much I like, because like I know what it's like out there.
But that's the people don't understand. Even if you people and freak out about it, I'm just like, oh, let me go. Spin.
You'll tell me if I'm cold to put a coat on, not acknowledging the fact that the heat's running, so it says window fucking wide open. And I'm just the closest one to it. Like it ain't gonna hit them eventually. Uh-huh. That's why poor people go first. Look how many are like dying in the streets compared to like, I don't know, previous decades. How long until it's your class of people? That's a good question. Thank you for listening. I'm sorry I didn't answer the phone.
It's okay.
Honestly, I think it's better that I didn't.
Yeah. Because even though I was getting better and realizing stuff, I was still in, weird state. So.
I shouldn't have. It's like gas stuck in me.
I know. I told you how I don't burp, right? And then you were like, "That's impossible." I'm like, "I don't burp, girl." You never heard or seen me burp. Cause I'm a true lady.
We talked about that before, and I said, "Well, you probably would have been better if you were able to." And you said that.
Yeah. I wish you
you had
burped
to
more.
think. You had to think about it. You're like, oh.
Maybe you should be burping more. So.
It doesn't happen much. It doesn't matter. I'm sorry if I made you feel self-conscious.
No, I'm good. You know what my elephant is?
Mm-hmm.
So, I was number 9 of 10. It's just you steal each other's gifts.
I knew the process. I just don't know why they call it that.
Yeah. So I was number 9 of 10, so I kind of just didn't pay attention the whole time. Picked a gift, and I was like, oh, I actually kind of like it. I hope no one looks at this. So, first I got this little cup here, a little like Starbucks kind of cup. So it's the most wonderful cup. I got this really interesting thing. It's a hand warmer. So I think you just turn it on and it warms your hands.
Yeah, there's like a little. They have actual like flame ones somehow. Not you don't see the flames shoot out. Zippo makes them, the lighter company. It's like apparently you could burn something inside of it to warm your hands. Obviously they're dangerous though, and you wouldn't want to use it.
Yeah.
Yours is electric. I mean, obviously, right?
Yeah. Battery. And then the big thing I won was a chunky woven end of bed throw.
That's actually perfect because it matches this pretty well.
I'm really happy about this one.
Unless you're putting it in your room, it's obviously yours. You do
No, I do like it on the.
But if you were already thinking your bed, you should do that.
I thought about it, but I was like, I kick. You, I don't know what you do. I kick, and it's just like there's no need for it over there.
Well,
it's just making it a little more crowded.
I just feel weird because I feel like I'm telling you what to do with your stuff.
Wow. I like it though. It's really big. It's honestly a nice blanket. It's 5 by 8.
5 by 8?
Yeah. I think.
Decent
Five.
size.
It's like, yeah, 5 by 8. No, 5 by 7. Sorry.
Never thought I'd say it.
But yeah. Other people's gifts. Mine, my gift, the little mini fridge, got traded so fast.
Oh, duh.
It got traded like immediately, like stolen, and it got locked. And the person it got locked with, I'm actually really happy because she is the admin person. She organizes all of this. She's the one, like, she put so much effort into these parties.
Oh yeah, that's where it got locked.
Yeah. What?
The one who runs shit.
No, she's not the boss though. She's the assistant.
The one who runs shit at the party.
Yeah. Well, no, like,
She deserves it for that alone. So whatever. I'm
try to be sassy.
I don't have a point. Yeah.
Yeah, but she's the one that, like, for everything she did during this little dinner that we just showed up, and she had all these little things planned to make it really fun for us.
Yeah.
I was really happy she got it, and I told her, like, you know, it was still going on, and I was also kind of drunk, and I was just like,
Oh,
Wish I could be.
I mean, bro, when
I
I
know,
called,
you're at a party.
I know it was good. I had, like,
That's also probably another reason it's probably good I didn't pick up.
yeah, because I know, like, I was more serious then because I had
You
walked
were in a
around.
fun moment. Like, so.
Yeah, I was, oof. They had a 15.
We were on polar opposite sides. Of
Yeah,
energy.
the alcohol was nice. I was feeling good at, like, a good limit. And then all of a sudden, we start getting handed out wine glasses because our boss ordered everyone, like, bottles of wine.
Mm-hmm.
So we had a $1,500 table minimum, and we were all worried we wouldn't make it.
Where was it?
Central Bar and Restaurant in Bellevue.
Okay.
It's main area of Bellevue, expensive.
Yeah, my tone was wrong. I didn't.
Yeah, but 1,500 minimum. We didn't think we'd make it. The final check comes $2,600.
Why is it? What 1,500 minimum? What?
It's like, in order to reserve a table
What
for
holidays
like 15, 20 people, their rule was that you had to spend at least $1,500.
Alright, that's fair. That's not really a huge thing for that amount of people to come in.
$100 a person.
No, I know. But
Well,
like at a nice place like that, that's about average. I mean, you go out to a basic like pub grub spot and you're spending at least 30. At least. Sorry.
No.
Why did I do that?
I don't know. You were looking back at me when you started walking that way. So my way just disoriented you.
Well, I worry about stuff.
I know what you worry about.
Girl, the anxiety hotline helped in the way of, wow, this bitch just does not give a shit. I can hear it in her voice. People don't give a shit. I don't know why I'm bothering.
It's like,
you know what? I take it back. I'm not afraid. Take me now, bitch.
it's just,
It's kind of like, you know, if I
I
did
thought I
die
understood
because of
the term
my
yourself.
brain or some shit, at least I wouldn't have to stay on the line with this bitch just to be polite.
it's almost like depression and anger took over instead.
Yeah, which is like, oh, but you're not anxious anymore, motherfucker.
Well, they'd be like, job well done. They're not
Literally.
Wow, I saved her soul. They're not anxious anymore.
Girl, you know she sounded like that too, and I was just so fucking pissed.
Well, there are times where, like, even though it's not the right way to
Like,
do
they're
it,
like, I'm here for you. Mm-hmm, yeah. Bitch, ask what's going on.
while she's like this, like,
Girl, I swear I saw that. And then, like, she didn't even ask me if I was okay or whatever. She just kind of slowly segued her way into saying goodbye without actually addressing anything. It's like, fuck me. Maybe it was that bitch that hung up on me.
they're like the callers. You know, I mean, anyone, 911 even, I don't know. They might do fucked up ways to do it, and they might not do it the right way. But if you're still alive, or you're less anxious, then they did it fine, because they're not necessarily trained to do it the exact 100% right way. They're trained just de-escalate it enough that they're not at that crisis level. because they do crisis intervention, not therapy.
I swear to God, I sometimes seriously consider if I feel like I'm not heard and there's fucked things going on, and honestly, I'm the least of the worst cases. Even though I'm utterly fucked and I'm least of the worst cases. Jesus Christ. So nobody's paying attention and shit. Well, maybe if I go to the top of a parking deck outside in fucking downtown Seattle, maybe the one near fucking Target, something like near a huge population. Maybe if I jump up there, stand on the edge where I'm very clearly visible, call the police and threaten to jump unless I get a fucking camera crew that's live and recording to let me talk. I'll be like, I promise I'll come down if you just let me talk. Please let me talk, please broadcast me, and I'll do whatever you want after. But if you don't do that, I'm fucking gone, and I'll mean it too. I'll fucking mean it too. I'll fucking just I will go. I do not care. I'll hate it. It'll be terrifying. But you know what? I mean, I need to fucking call their bluff.
It's a fuck system where the people that do care are in the lowest positions, like social workers at the lowest levels.
You know where I got this idea from? Black Mirror.
Something like that.
You remember the first episode with the bikes and shit?
Yeah. On the game.
Vanguard's taking a big
Held it to
chance.
his neck to make people listen to him, basically holding himself hostage. I'm sorry that I cut you off. No, please finish.
What was I saying?
You're talking about like the social workers.
Yeah, like the people that do authentically care are often in those lowest positions where they feel good because they're helping people. Maybe they came from that spot where they're social workers for homeless youth or, formerly incarcerated individuals and, all that. They're often the ones that, they do care, but they're not rewarded. They don't get good pay.
They don't.
So oftentimes they leave the industry or they go poor and they're in it, getting the same services, or they move on to a better role that's more money.
And
not necessarily better.
It's like how the teachers aren't paid nearly enough. There's a reason why it is that way. You are incentivized to do anything but help people.
Yeah.
Because if you help people, then they won't need to fall in line necessarily. They won't need to just shove themselves into some job they hate on constant repeat, and just burn themselves out entirely. Like, it's set up that way. It can't not be. It's too perfect. And we already know structures of control from feudal times, medieval shit. What's changed? Just the titles and tech. We're a little comfier now, at least for the time being. Tick-tock. Goes the climate clock.
Can I show you this other?
Yeah.
You sure?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So we did this little game.
I don't like that this is real.
Okay. So we did this little game called Left Right, where everyone got these bags, and they all had something in there, like a little gift. And one person reads the story of his Christmas story, whatever, and it left and right are in there several times. And so you're around the table, and anytime they say left, you pass that. You're passing gifts around. And it's just, there's no competition really. It's just like, damn, I want that one. And so we're playing the game, and then eventually I have this light thing, and then the person next to me hands me this. And imagine you get something with a couple coasters in it versus holding this thing. Want to hold it? My hand went poof. And I was so excited. I was like, oh my god, it's a mug. I want a mug. And it went right, left, right, left, right. And it went on the next person over. I got a little basketball hoop thing.
Holiday's safe.
But I knew the person that got this loves basketball. So I was like, you want a trade? And so I I got this little cute setup. It has a mug that says "Let's get cozy," and like a little hot cocoa tin. That was really cute. That I liked, and some candy. I think. Yeah. And a little chocolate. Candy cane. You okay? Was it okay that I shared that? Can I hold your hand?
I'm not doing anything that ties me down to a physical location.
Okay.
I don't like to do that.
Yeah.
Like, especially when I'm like rocking or pacing. It's like, oh, do you want to hug? Oh, do you want to sit down? Oh, do you want to cuddle? Oh, do you want to lay down? Oh, do you want to hold my hand? And it's like that keeps me standing still. That's not good. Because then if I'm not being physically active, you know what's gonna be?
Oh,
Mind
it is
mouth.
safe out there.
Yeah, you need some freedom.
And it's already active.
Yeah. It's like you need some freedom, some space to breathe.
You know what though? It's funny you say that because deep subconsciously, that's like probably literally what it is. Because I feel so confined constantly. I constantly do feel like I'm in a jail cell, and I don't mean just because I'm staying in here. I mean life in general. It feels like jail. It feels like jail. The food's shit. Nobody takes care of you. The guards are abusive. They don't look out for you. They just expect you to fall in line, and they'll beat you into it if you don't go. Like, the wardens are corrupt as shit, don't give a fuck. They're just worried about raking in money. Oh, yeah, and you're forced to work for, like, not just far less than you're actually worth, but not even enough to properly
I
survive
thought
in
I
most
understood what
instances.
the traveler saw in me.
And good luck getting medical. And I don't mean insurance, I mean just general treatment. But this is America, and we're a first world nation, and we're number one. Okay.
You gotta love healthcare here. And ain't it right?
And you gotta fucking argue with them. It's like, I'm not paying you to fucking argue with me, bitch. I need to start saying that shit. For real, for real.
It's like, we're here for a solution. And be like, no, I'm trying to tell you the solution.
These bitches keep giving me fucking painkillers when I need actual fucking medicine. Feel me? Like, well, and it's actually funny I say that because that's literally what happened that night. Holy shit. And it was because I went back. I had to go to the ER twice
Clint,
in a single
you wanna go
fucking
listen to
night.
Felix the storyteller?
Sorry. I didn't mean to.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I know, I hear you talk about it. We don't gotta talk about it again right now.
I want to slow down.
Yeah.
You want to hug?
Yeah. Do you?
Mm-hmm.
I have to hug you. Mm.
Oh, shit.
Who?
Not you.
Oh.
Just didn't want it to go to title screen. I should probably sit down and actually play that fucking shit.
I'm gonna
Seriously,
shoot this little
I get on this fucking stream to play this fucking game, and then I just fuck about at the tower for a little bit, and then it's just I'm glued to my fucking phone, or I'm just stuck in my fucking mind,
I wonder,
angry or anxious or depressed.
I wonder, it sounds stupid, but like one of those like child lock things on your phone, so like you can't
Oh,
open a certain app.
That's not the point, okay? The phone's just there.
It's a tool of distraction.
The phone's not
While
there,
the
something
distraction
else
is
will
there.
be.
Yeah.
Thank you. This is a lot.
Girl, I almost ate. Like, I was in front of that food, and I almost was like, but ooh,
Their carrots are really good. Did you want some of this?
not right now. I had a really good meal. I'm good. And honestly, I'm awake now, but I was tired on the way home. I don't know.
I'm not gonna eat any of it yet. Then we can warm it up and have some tomorrow. No, what I said. Because I want to split. There's a lot, so like that would be perfect. And
Yeah. I get it. I just want you to
we
have
could
some
have like an
food.
actual like little mini
Yeah.
dinner here or something.
Yeah. I just want you to eat something today.
Yes.
But I am really glad you had movement. That's what that stool softener do, baby.
Actually, I don't know. I was not really sure it was gonna actually work because I've tried taking those before, and the only thing that I actually had any reaction to whatsoever was milk and magnesia.
Oh.
Which, oh god, it is the most atrocious. Have you ever had to get your gut looked at? So you had to do like a barium swallow or some shit, like a barium shake.
The one
Okay.
that empties you out?
Well, that's pretty bad too. No, no. Um, for what I'm talking about, is so they can get a good look at your gut, and what that does is it highlights your gut. You drink it, it goes in your gut, and then your guts will actually show up on the imager they're trying to hit. I think it's magnetic resonance. I don't know.
Oh.
No.
The markers.
It's been a way to do it. It's like now they put iodine in your blood for some CAT scans.
Yeah, they put markers in cells and stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like methylene blue. That's another one.
Yeah.
What was I just saying?
You were talking about the gut juice.
Oh, milk of magnesia
Oh, yeah.
is absolutely fucking disgusting. But, oh man. Like, you drink it down, they have like, it's like the cup, it's like a shot, almost. You
Yes.
fill that little cup, you shoot it back, you try not to vomit. It tastes like you're drinking chalk. And the other two flavors, only two other flavors I've ever seen are mint and cherry.
Ooh, cherry.
Yeah, no. And it's not just because I'm not really into cherry.
It's like Tussin DM cherry. Robitussin cherry.
That might be better.
The fuck? Is she in the cherry? Oh no, she's in her thing. Never mind. Oof, that'd be nasty. Can I show you this thing?
Yeah, the mouse.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
I
So
like them. They're more ergonomic. Well,
What?
kind of. It can make your hand ache too, though.
no, so the reason I got this is because my mouse, I literally, one, it's bad to be like this, because doing this to your wrist sucks. And also, like, when I'd be at my desk working, over time, I would shift my mouse like that to the point where I was using it like this. Like, this isn't natural.
Okay.
So, when my coworkers got this, said they got it expense for free. And then I was like, oh, I want one. They had black, pink, or white, and I was like, pink.
They're cool.
And it's silent. You can't even hear it click.
I was really into the trackball when it came out.
Oh, like the big one that had the woo woo woo, the big ball. Yeah, I don't like that. I talked to my boss about it, and she was like, I just don't get it. This is just so fucking cool. I want to be in a cafe one day, pull it out, and be like, woo. Looks like I'm about to like shoot someone with a little laser beam. I don't know. Maybe this is Bluetooth.
I like those kinds of mice. Mouses.
Nice.
Well, no, it's actually technically mouses just because it's not an animal, it's a computer. But I also agree with mice. It just sounds better and it's more uniform. And like in any other language that would ring true, but English just likes to be a fucking extra ass bitch, so whatever. I keep running into people with the name Crimson.
Ooh. Name change.
What?
Maybe it's not my name
No, I had it first.
For you, legally.
I know, and I had. Oh, yeah. Maybe. I don't know. Doesn't matter. People can still use it. You know what's funny? In detail. Oh, I can just show you. There used to be this gun. It may have came back actually, called Red Death. And it was a brutal looking machine gun. Pulse rifle, machine gun, one of the two. And its perk was, as you got kills, either in multi-kill or just per each one, it would actively regenerate your health. And it was known in the lore, definitely in the first game, as a quote-unquote guardian killer. Not like it would kill you and then you'd res, like it killed you. Like, oh. And this is it right here. This is not the Red Death. This is something that was inspired by the Red Death. It has the kind of look, too. And it's called Crimson.
Crimson.
That's actually how the Red Death looked, color scheme-wise.
That's a cannon.
It's called a hand cannon.
Which shoots out explosives.
Except...
Banned weapon.
Yeah. Because it's a hand cannon with a 3-round burst. It shoots like a fucking... It might hit a bit like... It hits like a hand cannon, but it fires like... and aims like a pulse rifle. So you get 3-round bursts in. And it's got distance, so as long as you got steady enough hand, you can take it down pretty far. And on each kill, it regens your health.
Okay.
I'll be in a swarm of thrall. Like those little hive guys are like scratching you. And like they'll be scratching the fuck out of me and you see my health go down and I'm getting hit left and right. Like holy fuck. But that health bar just keeps bouncing up because I'm just still killing. Think of how much I could do that. Like you saw me yesterday a little bit. Think of how much I could do that without this hand cannon.
Regen.
And just take hits.
Dude.
There's something stuck in my throat.
You got the cool stuff. Are you good?
I guess.
I'm just like trying not to move so we can focus.
No.
Honestly, with this tape opens up.
Sometimes I just want people to. Funny enough, sometimes I actually do want people to just kind of ignore me and like move along while like something's going on with me. But there's no way you could just know that. Down more and more.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, it is nice to have you back.
I'm back. And I got a cool blanket.
I'm sorry about it. Hey, I know it just happened and shit, but how bad was I? Like,
When and where?
phone and when you got home?
When I got home, it was fine. Because you were frustrated, but you weren't yelling.
That's not what happened first. The phone happened first. I didn't pick up for a good reason. So
You weren't?
I don't necessarily want to call that part of it, just because if I had picked up, I feel like there would have been yelling or something on my part,
Yeah.
and just that's not okay.
The phone was. But she's in the The phone was like, honestly not bad because you start off fine, and then like you realized it was bad. You kind of just said what the fuck, and then like I see this is what it is, and then I said something and hung up. So you like stopped before it got bad. I do like this. This is the comfy. And it's like a blanket for the futon, honestly. Amethyst, where are you, baby? I'm gonna fold this and then on top.
No, you're fine.
Oh, it's really good.
Oh. Do you want to sit on the futon?
Oh no, I think we should get ready for bed.
Mm.
Yeah, that hold that is tired. Nuh-uh, do not move anything.
No, it's not it. I don't have people. What time did you leave here?
4.
What time did I wake up?
11.
Like I was walking back and forth and up by 11 and shit. Is that when I woke up or what?
Another 11 or noon.
Yeah, so I don't know. The only interaction I've had with people is from that time to when you left and then when you just got back, not including, because like I'm not gonna count for the shit.
No. We both were today.
And it's not your fault or anything. Like, typically people have more people, so like if someone's busy, go to them, blah blah blah. But like, I'm fucked. I'm fucked.
I put this under the table.
Under? No. Don't do it under.
Put it over?
Okay, stop. Just stop. You know how to put a blanket on something to make it look good. You've seen it before. Like, and I know you're thinking, oh, but if I do it and it's raw and you'll say something. Well, but the thing is, I don't know, there's like a common way to do it, and I kind of just expect people to generally know the common things. Earth's round, fire's hot. If you're gonna set something down at a table, you do it this way. So if you're gonna lay something out on something else, it's probably a way to do it. I don't know. It's frustrating to me. It's melting my brain. I don't know. It's not. I don't know. I don't fucking know.
Oh, big.
I just thought.
What?
I don't know. I'm just gonna leave this little puppy here. That's all. Sorry. Coming bad? Better, quote unquote. Attempted, maybe.
Oh, in the bathroom?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, let me finish this real quick.
What?
I'm thinking of making it the same on both sides, but is this one like the pillow on the side?
Yeah, because it also gives you kind of a mental direction on how to lay down.
Yeah.
And like that's the way I lay anyway. Or at least that's the way I was inclined to naturally, like.
Singing. Look at the sun. Exactly.
That's honestly kind of why, like, I've just gone straight to bed when I've gotten home, because it's like, there's no one to interact with or be around, so fuck it. So I just end up in bed, you know, in general, when I wake up, and I can't wake up entirely, because there's like, no energy, no motivation, and frankly, more often than not, no point. And then when I finally do kick out, like, I'm alone typically. You know, digital I don't count. I'm not gonna count digital anymore because it's bullshit. And
I would say.
how can you make that tone with that sound when you see me looking like this? That is not a tone of empathy. That is a tone of, oh.
So.
I could be fucking wrong. I've been wrong about a lot of shit.
You had a point. I would say if you wanna hang in bed and relax, you can. But
I'm just gonna fucking chill the fuck out and play my game, or at least try to, because in the one hand, while it's depressing as fuck, and I need people, deserve to have people, interaction, blah 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 blah. On the other side of it, you've just got home, you're tired, it's later. I think it's later? What time is it?
I don't know.
Alexa, what time is it? Okay, so it's kind of later, you know, it's basically bedtime. And like, it's your weekend, so you're finally like off. You know, you get to actually rest.
The way I've seen.
Or worse, it could have been like a weekday, and then you would have to get up early as fuck to work.
Yeah. Well, the way I see both
This has to be handled. I can't, like, my shit can't. Yeah.
So another thing is, if you think about it, like, you know, you were saying how it's kind of like you go to sleep, you want to sleep with me, you woke up, I was here, and then I come home, and then now that's the only interaction we had. So now, this is a good opportunity for you that while I'm here, to not necessarily be with me.
What?
It's a good opportunity to, you know, if you're getting into a better state, not have to be next to me necessarily. Like, I could be in there doing something, and you can be here.
It's still not about that. You're missing the point. I could be fine. I still want people.
Then
Need, really.
the stuff you were saying about the other point about the sleep or tired.
Yeah,
that
like
stuff
that.
makes sense.
That's like major. What do you mean?
That makes sense. Like, yes, like, I agree with it. It's stuff I would have brought up too. And it's taking on that perspective takes you out of.
It's weird because
yourself.
your stuff is extremely important.
Yeah.
However, it's almost like more so in the immediate. Technically long term too, but more so the immediate. Whereas my shit, it's not a big deal. Right? It's just right now. It's stuff, and it's also like, you can't not sleep. You can't not take care of yourself. You can't not rest. I can't. I have to have Because honestly, I could still be dealing with this even tomorrow. Yeah, it's just okay, I guess. What the fuck? I'm not saying you're staying in that. I'm saying that's how people have you think. It's a shitty situation. Sure, you get your ass to get things handled and you let someone down you care about really feel that way. I mean, that's go through this. Isn't it right? Like, well, I have to work. Well, I need to. Well, I have a hard time believing that's like the way to resolve it or consider things or confront things. Like, I don't know why society's wired that way. Honestly, I don't know. I am usually Were you hesitating to ask that?
I was trying to figure out what to ask you because I was also going to ask you about the water one.
Well, I don't want to necessarily say that because in general, it's probably good to just actually think about what you're saying before you say what you're saying. It's just there's a fine line. I don't want eggshells. Basically. It's on me. I don't know, I'm a fucking mad social suspicion. What you do with animals that are sick, I guess, right? Put them down. And they can't get any better, they're just suffering. That looks really good on camera. The couch, the futon, whatever. Or I don't know, I think it does. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
That's not
you can get like right here. Like, look, here's the boundary.
okay. I saw the colors in the front.
Sorry.
I saw it.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why I'm doing that.
You're getting perfect.
I need to program myself into just doing stuff. So I'm probably gonna move these LED candles off these stands. So hold on. Ah. Huh? No need. I owe you. It's the least I could do. Is there no balcony light?
No. It's wet, put shoes on. I can also do it, it's fine. Hmm? Fine.
I did too, until I realized I'd never have a family. I'm pretty sure I've like flashed that shit.
I'm putting pants
Well,
on.
not with. Actually, no, not in this channel, this thing, because I had to delete the whole year's worth of content. Because people are cunts sometimes. Including me. talking, and you know, not have things bottled up, and people act like, oh, I'm just like torturing y'all so much.
I made a noise because my eyes are trying to stop moving. So, you're picking up on the I'm gonna do this, you do what you need to do.
Sorry.
One of the things I love about Philly is all of the opportunity. I don't see myself going anywhere else. There is nothing quite like the first Space Marine game. In September of 2011, THQ Nordic published a third-person shooter set in the Warhammer 40k universe, and it was like no other. Relic Entertainment, the developers, have been around this IP for quite some time, most notably working back on that ever-loved RTS, Dawn of War. The Dawn of War RTS, of course, has had some issues with more recent additions, yet it was one of the founding fathers of real-time strategies of the early 2000s. Yet the first Space Marine game, despite being over a decade old now, still has an incredibly popular fanbase surrounding it. Yet often it was seen as a one-off game. However, late 2021, a cinematic announcement trailer was released and it took the internet by storm. Okay, maybe not quite, but to some people thought it looked kind of cool. Yet now, we have a new behind-the-scenes look at Space Marine 2, and my god, does it look better than you think. The first Space Marine game released on the 9th of September 2011. It was a third-person hack-and-slash shooter in the Warhammer 40k universe. Following Titus, players would head through a plethora of intense linear missions, killing Gretchins, Orcs, and later Chaos. The combat was good enough. As mentioned, it was very much like a hack-and-slash game. Being able to mash buttons was definitely a possibility, and with medium, stun, and heavy attacks adding some variety to the combat, it was never groundbreaking. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't just about melee smashing into poor glitches. The base game was actually surrounding the link between close combat and innovative, insane weapons of the 40k world. Shooting bolters, bolt guns, giving player real power, later unlocking chainswords, rockets, and snipers. Being able to use the game's jump packs to traverse more vertical levels as you go throughout the campaign and later on in the game. It was all round a pretty decent gaming experience, especially for a third-person title back in the day. But as I mentioned, it was never game-changing in terms of mechanical innovations. Yet the first Space Marine was still incredibly well received, at least by players. I mean, at the time, I'm sure many might be surprised to know, but reception from critics was average at best. Most review sites stating how it kind of lacked content and it didn't really do anything in terms of actual advancements on the third-person genre. But players really loved it. Mostly, I think, down to the lack of an actual decent Warhammer 40k game at the time. It was a real breath of fresh air. Yet since there was such a massive love for the game, why was there never a sequel anytime sooner? Why was the franchise not already established? Well, Space Marine 2 was actually supposed to come sooner than you might think. There were 2 sequels planned back in the day, yet these were cancelled due to, well, THQ Nordic went bankrupt. That'll do it. But THQ, don't worry, they later came back and now they're doing better than ever. But the Space Marine 40k license was gone. Relic and THQ were a fantastic team for the job, but now there are some new kids on the block, at least for this franchise. The new Space Marine 2 will be developed by Saber Interactive and published by Focus Home, 2 studios famous for the Crisis insane remaster we got a few years back, and, well, I think Focus Home actually published Farming Simulator? Okay, that one doesn't quite fit. But the title itself was announced on the 9th of December 2021, over a decade after the first game, with one of the greatest cinematic trailers of all time. And here Imperial Guards being overrun by the Tyranids, men dropping left, right and centre. All hope seems lost. Then, from above, much like the opening of the first game, Titus and his Ultramarines crash down from the skies, taking instant command, slicing through beast after beast, bolt gun and chainsaw at the ready and causing ultimate chaos with the most stoic of demeanours. The Imperial Guard look on in awe, powerful titans towering over everything on the battlefield. They'd heard stories of such Ultramarines, yet seeing one in person, or seeing a squad even in person, was something only few will ever experience in their lifetime. Titus looks into the raging war on ahead, knowing that there are quests and campaigns to come. It's not going to be easy, but they know they were trained for this. Taking off his helm, giving that reveal we were all waiting for. Oh my god, was this exciting. After that cinematic trailer, we actually did get a few snippets of gameplay at the time. It looks like we're going to be returning to that very much iconic third-person hacking and slashy combat, powerful weaponry, and this time some of the best graphics that I've seen in a Warhammer 40k game. More recently, we got a dev diary showing off some of the behind-the-scenes for the title. Unfortunately, Mark Strong is not going to be coming back. He was voice acting the ever-strong Titus back in the day, and it kind of made the first Space Marine. He almost embodied the role of Titus and the Ultramarines, yet that role has now been recast. Clive Standen stands in to take up the mantle from Mark Strong. Clive is most known for his roles in Taken, the TV show, not the better films, but he did do some good things. The Vikings, he was in that. He played Rolo, not the chocolate, the rest in peace, Rolo. Everything is now pointing towards the game.
What the f are you putting in this food to make me behave this way?
The game being, well, actually good. The nostalgia is still there. The fan base is as big as ever for Warhammer in general, and it has really been a lot of time since a good 40k game came out. Well, at least for a lot of people. I mean, we get a lot of Warhammer strategy games that are pretty decent, but it's going to be really refreshing to have something a bit faster paced, more in the battle itself, getting down and dirty with the troops rather than just looking from above. I mean, don't get me wrong, Slytherin are a company that make all these Warhammer 40k turn-based strategies, and they do a great job of it, and most of them are pretty well received. But Jesus Christ, am I kind of tired of getting excited seeing a new Warhammer 40k trailer, then finding out it's just a turn-based strategy. Whilst there are a lot of things to be excited for with Space Marine 2, there's also a decent amount to be skeptical of. I mean, think about it. A sequel coming out over 10 years after the first game, that's often never really a good sign, especially when it's completely different developers that might not hit the mark. They might not recapture what made the first one good. But I still think there's some hope. Whilst their skepticism is very much warranted, and it is there for me as well, I think there's a real good amount of experience here with not just first-person game development, not just Warhammer in general, but also people that seem to really love the franchise. What you want with this kind of game are a developer that really cares about what they're trying to recreate. The lore behind Warhammer, and especially 40k, is so deep, and they seem to know what they're doing, especially Clive Standen, who has already said he's a massive Warhammer fan, so hopefully he can pick up that Mark Strong mantle and make it his own as well. At least for now, the good signs are there, but they're a little bit tentative. I, personally, am really looking forward towards Space Marine 2. Currently, there is no release date for the game, but I think it's probably safe to say potentially next year we might be getting it. I'm hoping to have a full single-player campaign experience like the first. Maybe the possibility of some multiplayer elements or even a co-op in there. Whilst that wasn't really a part of the first game, at least in a big way, it is 2022, and it seems like every game has to have some sort of co-op and multiplayer variant, and I think we can probably expect it within a Space Marine 2. Yes,
It's in your messages.
But let me know what you think. Are you looking forward to Space Marine 2, and do you think it's going to hold up to the original game? Is there still that fan base and hype for the 2011 third-person classic? Let me know down in the comments below. Until then, I will see you in the next one.
I mean, that alone should prove it.
Are you going to bed? Going to bed? Wondering, come on. I was wondering if maybe you would be cool with me.
Never mind.
I just realized how impressive. How you're not a bad person? Why are you explaining?
Stuff in there. I'll just. Oh, no, easy. Oh.
I have that.
stacked right now. But those are it.
Okay.
You got 6.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We'll
Something
see.
like that.
Yeah.
Just put something on the show.
Hi, I'm Sam, founder and CEO of Manifest, with 2.5% cash back on purchases of $5,000.
At its height, the Roman Empire was home to about 30% of the world's population. And in many ways, it was the pinnacle of human
What's that
advancement.
wrapped up thing?
Its citizens enjoyed the benefits of central heating, concrete, double glazing, banking, international trade, and upward social mobility. Rome became the first city in history with 1 million inhabitants and was a center of technological, legal, and economic progress. An empire impossible to topple, stable and rich and powerful. Until it wasn't anymore. First slowly, then suddenly, the most powerful civilization on Earth collapsed. By civilization, we mean a complex society where labor is specialized and social classes emerge, and which is ruled by institutions. Civilizations share a dominant mutual language and culture, and domesticate plants and animals to feed and sustain large cities, where they often construct impressive monuments. Civilization lets us become efficient on large scales, collect vast amounts of knowledge, and put human ingenuity and the natural resources of the world to work. Without civilization, most people would never have been born. Which makes it a bit concerning that collapse is the rule, not the exception. Virtually all civilizations end, on average, after 340 years. Collapse is rarely nice for individuals. Their shared cultural identity is shattered as institutions lose the power to organize people. Knowledge is lost, living standards fall, violence increases, and often the population declines. The civilization either completely disappears, is absorbed by stronger neighbors, or something new emerges, sometimes with more primitive technology than before. If this is how it's been over the ages, what about us today? Just as Europeans forgot how to build indoor plumbing and make cement, will we lose our industrial technology? And with that, our greatest achievements, from $1 pizza to smartphones or laser eye surgery? Will all this go away too? Today, our cities stretch for thousands of square kilometers. We travel the skies. Our communication is instant. Industrial agriculture with engineered high-yield plants, efficient machinery, and high-potency fertilizer feeds billions of people. Modern medicine gives us the longest lifespan we've ever had, while industrial technology gives us an unprecedented level of comfort and abundance, even though we haven't yet learned to attain them without destroying our ecosphere. There are arguably still different civilizations around today that compete and coexist with each other, but together they also form a singular global civilization. But this modern globalized civilization is even more vulnerable in some ways than past empires because we are much more deeply interconnected. A collapse of the industrialized world literally means that the majority of people alive today would perish, since without industrial agriculture we would no longer be able to feed them. And there's an even greater risk. What if a collapse was so deeply destructive that we were unable to reindustrialize again? What if it ruined our chances of enjoying a flourishing future as a multiplanetary species?
I love how I talk about this all the time.
Civilizational collapse could be an existential catastrophe, something that ruins not just the lives of everyone alive today, but all the future generations that could have come into being. All the knowledge we might have discovered, the art we might have created, the joys we might have experienced would be lost. So, how likely is all of this? Let's start with some good news. While civilization collapses have happened regularly, none have ever derailed the course of global civilization. Rome collapsed, but the Aksumite Empire, or the Teotihuacans, and of course the Byzantine Empire, carried on. What about sudden population crashes? So far, we've not seen a catastrophe that has killed much more than 10% of the global population. No pandemic, no natural disaster, no war. The last clear example of a rapid global population decrease was the Black Death, a pandemic of the bubonic plague in the 14th century that spread across the Middle East and Europe and killed a third of all Europeans and about 1/10 of the global population. If any event was going to cause the collapse of civilization, that should have been it. But even the Black Death demonstrates humanity's resilience more than its fragility. While the old societies were massively disrupted in the short term, the intense loss of human lives and suffering did little to negatively impact European economic and technological development in the long run. Population size recovered within 2 centuries, and just 2 centuries later, the Industrial Revolution began.
Read the title.
History is full of incredible recoveries from horrible tragedies. Take the atomic bombing of Hiroshima during World War II. 140,000 people were killed, and 90% of the city was at least partially incinerated or reduced to rubble. But against all odds, they made a remarkable recovery. Hiroshima's population recovered within a decade, and today it's a thriving city of 1.2 million people.
I wasn't really into it.
None of this made these horrible events any less horrible for those who lived
Well, it's not that it's not good. It's
As
just
a species, these signs of
I don't know.
resilience
I was craving meat, honestly, kind of, when I was thinking about what to eat.
What? Next time, just say like, hey, do you want to check?
That's my fault. I'm the one that said it.
No, we're just kidding. Do you want to check something?
Wait, what?
Just tell me next time, like, hey, do you want to check something? Because I'm hey, let's sort this out. Maybe I do.
That's what I mean. I should have asked you. I said that. I'm confused.
Join me in the Finish Quantum 24-hour challenge.
Start by cooking a lasagna. Then put the dirty dishes straight to the dishwasher. 24 hours later, let Finish Quantum get to work. If it doesn't remove the dried on stains, your lasagna's on finish.
Why recovery is likely even in the worst case. One thing that's different from historic collapses
Hey, yeah,
is that
hey,
humanity
here.
now has unprecedented
This part's gonna make you feel better.
million people. None of this made these horrible events any less horrible for those who lived through them. But for us as a species, these signs of resilience are good news. Why recovery is likely even in the worst case.
Which is exactly why I say I want to do what I want to do. Gathering the innocent, children, women, yes, but especially people like professors, people like doctors, people like soldiers, technicians, engineers. In fact, I almost want an explicit focus on that. And if I can arrange some sort of societal situation, I'm going to put them at the top. They're going to be like the nobility of whatever new society is like starting to spring up. As it should have been. Teachers? Oh God. Oh, yes, 100%. Like, flip the fucking script. I'm gonna make selfishness look disgusting and abhorrent. Like, someone would look at someone taking selfies and just be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You're gross. And I don't mean just taking selfies. I mean, like, you see these bitches taking 15 pictures on a fucking stick kind of shit. Actually, I don't know if they do that much anymore, but my fucking generation did when it was fucking 2010 to 2013, 14. I hated them. Still do.
One thing that's different from historic collapses is that humanity now has unprecedented destructive
Eris, have you pinpointed Keitel's position?
Nuclear arsenals are so powerful that all
But I have
global
inserted the
war
Guardian
has
near her
caused
drop pod's
billions
breach
and
point.
billions of
We
deaths.
will find her.
Our knowledge
I'll
of our
keep you
own
informed
biology
of the
and how to
situation as it
manipulate
develops.
is getting
Move
so
quickly.
advanced
She may
that
be
it's
in
becoming
danger.
possible to engineer viruses as contagious as the coronavirus and as deadly as Ebola. Increasingly, the risk of global pandemics is much higher than in the past. So we may cause a collapse ourselves, and it might be much worse than the things nature has thrown at us so far. But if, say, 99% of the population died, would global civilization collapse forever? Could we recover from such a tragedy? We have some reasons to be optimistic. Let's start with food. There are 1 billion agricultural workers today, so even if the global population fell to just 80 million, it's virtually guaranteed that many survivors would know how to produce food. And we don't need to start at square one, because we could still use modern high-yield crops.
Sorry. I just wanted to say I really like to use this when I'm not feeling great in the sense of upset, because it's kind of like a physical thing to kind of help, you know, I guess remind me.
Maize is 10 times bigger than its wild ancestor. Ancient tomatoes were the size of today's peas. After agriculture, the next step towards recovery would be rebuilding industrial capacity like power grids and automated manufacturing. A huge problem is that our economies of scale make it impossible to just pick up where we left off. Many of our high-tech industries are only functional because of huge demand and intensely interconnected supply chains across different continents. Even if our infrastructure were left unharmed, we would make huge steps backwards technologically. But then again, we are thinking in larger time frames. Industrialization originally happened 12,000 years after the agricultural revolution. So if we need to start over after a massive collapse, it shouldn't be that hard to re-industrialize, at least on evolutionary timescales. There's a hitch though. The Industrial Revolution was fueled literally by burning easily accessible coal, and we are still very much reliant on it. If we use it all up today, aside from making rapid climate change much worse, we could hinder our ability to recover from a huge crisis. So we should stop using easy-to-access coal, so it can serve as a civilization insurance in case something bad happens. Another thing that makes recovery likely is that we probably have most of the information we need to rebuild civilization. We would certainly lose a lot of crucial pieces of knowledge, especially on hard drives that nobody could read or operate anymore. But a lot of the technological, scientific, and cultural knowledge stored in the world's 2.6 million libraries would survive the In conclusion, despite the bleak prospect of catastrophic threats, natural or created by ourselves, there is reason for optimism. Humankind is remarkably resilient, and even in the case of a global civilizational collapse, it seems likely that we would be able to recover, even if many people were to perish or suffer immense hardship, even if we lost cultural and technological achievements in the process. But given the stakes, the risks are still unnervingly high. Nuclear war and dangerous pandemics threaten the amazing global civilization we have built. Humanity is like a teenager, speeding around blind corners, drunk without a seatbelt. The good news is that it's still early enough to prepare for and to mitigate these risks. We just need to actually do it. We made this video together with Will McCaskill, a professor of philosophy at Oxford and one of the founders of the effective altruism movement, which is about doing the most good you can with your time and money. Will just published a new book called What We Owe the Future, which is about how you can positively impact the long-term future of our world. If you like Kotzkazan videos, the chances are high you'll like it. The book has some pretty counterintuitive arguments, like that risks from new technologies such as AI and synthetic biology are at least as grave as those from climate change. Or that the world doesn't contain too many people, but too few. And especially that everyday actions like recycling or refusing to fly just aren't that big a deal compared to where you donate or what career you pursue. Most importantly, it argues that by acting wisely, you can help make tomorrow better than today. We together can build a flourishing world for thousands or millions of generations that will come after us. Many things we at Kotzkazan talk about regularly are discussed here in much greater detail. Check out What We Owe the Future wherever you get your books or audiobooks.
What was thinking about this more?
Did we manage to find your comfort for you?
Oh, okay.
because it still plays off the shallowness of humanity, but like it also directly calls your shit out. Like,
Not you, sorry. You know what I mean? But like, let's go acknowledging the fact that they're not that great looking, but they're also not a great person either. You can do something about one of those.
oh my god. We don't make we don't do like not safe for work jokes. Like I work
And this bitch like literally judged me from a first look.
I don't know what they're like. That's great.
You toss her from the top of it.
So the three of us were talking. So I'm just like 5 we're talking and my coworker, she's saying like she's prone and I guess earlier and I was like she's saying like and I was like and then like and she's just like and then the guy
Was it like they were surprised because you don't normally say that, or at least haven't with them?
Yeah, or like
they were like,
our humans, we don't say that. Well, the guy in the middle, he's very like that. He's straight, but he's very like chaotic in his humor. The way of like he's a little aggressive, and the whole joke about a concerted thing real quick. But
carry my energy kind of vibe.
yeah, and he's doing like whoa, hold up, what up? And then she was like, well, like, no, that's not a problem. And I was like, ooh. What?
The thing that did I just push off the floor? Or did I jump up?
I don't jumped up, I wasn't really paying attention, but
Maybe I have it on camera. Okay, please over I feel like it's a little weird.
that like you did this.
Counter existential dread with appreciation for humanity. Look how far we've come as a species, what we've built, and where we've gathered. Let this new world map poster be a reminder of what we can achieve.
Yeah,
I mean, you can destroy.
yeah, we've come so far, but what's the limit?
I call them pig monkeys, right?
I'm Sam, founder and CEO of Manifest, a product design company making everyday products designed smarter. To launch more breakthrough products, and
I wish you could like bonobos. Bonobos, they're a social
currency is sex.
Chimps use violence. Chimps use abject coordinate running. Guess what we're more closely related to? What was that from? Okay. I told you my phone code, right? Turning plastic gloves into hot sauce. That's fucking awesome. That Nile Red kid is fucking lit. Okay. We're not doing that anxiety shit. I start messing around my neck and then I start freaking out.
So as you probably already know, 6 Flags...
That's creepy. Hurry up. This is creepy. They knows you win. And it knows you frequently go because it played a long one. What? See, like everyone thinks the crazy person's just crazy and shit, right? Like that's it. That's all there is to it. But then they tell you like how to look at something, and then you do, and then you see it too. And it's like, how crazy are they? You want to see me be like a predator? What? No, I'm playing, so like... Anything you're doing? Like, see, like, how about that? You show up right when I'm done. Perfect timing. You have perfect timing on this stuff. It's a little sus. Fine. I don't know. It's like I say, like, if people tell me something directly, it'll be, like, cool. I just don't like surprises or, like, being left out on information. But people keep trying to just whatever with me, and then, like, they don't understand why I'm not okay. Especially since that shit, the exact shit that was used to abuse me. I don't know why I just freak out about that. Right? Even if it's small. What? It would have been nice if you were like,
This
hey,
conquest is mine. Fight Callus's loyalists alongside my soldiers if you must, but do not assist me.
That would actually be better. Huh?
Without the binding, you are vulnerable.
Well, like,
Wait for the Guardian.
instead of it being a bad surprise. Well, I mean, but it is what it is, right? You know, at least I know. That's my logic.
Throne cannot be challenged
like, I mean, I know most people don't like that, but I'm also not like
want us to be. There is one command. All others will submit or fall. I'm ready for you.
You were fine if you would just tell me. I don't know. It doesn't sound like you're listening to what I'm saying. It sounds like you're hearing what you want to hear. I just specifically said, as long as you tell me what's up, it's cool. And I would rather know something bad instead of being surprised or whatever. Or even necessarily bad. I just said that, you know, and like you said something entirely. Which would have been fine if it was a no, and then you suddenly show up. It's like, oh. I mean, I'm not trying to be mean, but like, I don't think you're understanding what I'm saying now. It's there. Like, you're just taking it in some other way. Because I can't fucking do this. No, fuck that. Quit running away. Give me time to think about this. Yes, but I'm trying to explain what it is. You want me to just not do that? Where's the logic? Do I not make sense with that? I'm trying to explain to you led to the I don't want to talk about it, or what the I don't want to talk about it is. So you know, so you understand. So, like, you're not just thinking, I don't know, I'm trying to explain stuff to you. Like,
Can you please explain it?
no, you're too busy defending yourself.
I'm not willing to defend myself right now.
Yeah, it would have been nice, right? But instead, we're talking about talking because it's your favorite fucking thing. It's just so you can wipe my memory. I can't say anything. I don't fucking remember.
It was about the whole being like yes or no versus
Yes.
of course.
Yes. Okay. Just tell me fucking no. Oh, you'll be upset. So fucking what? That's reality. Anyone would be upset. You would tell, like just tell people no.
I did understand that. I wasn't expecting that.
So if something else were to happen instead, like if you prepare me for the worst and then surprise me instead of leave potential for the best and I mean, come on. Like, I feel like it's an easy choice.
Yeah, you didn't need to explain it.
I did, because you were defensive, thinking I was talking about something more personal, and I wasn't. I mean, that's what it sounded like you were thinking. What?
In my mind right now, I hope I know this one as fast.
What? And I don't know why. I've been like this the whole night. I don't know. I have a weird feeling. I already explained to you the feeling.
It's giving you triggered more so than before. You already have hard days.
Well, you know, now whenever that vibe is there, it's also with the vibe of what's gonna happen. Like, what do I like what you know?
And the whole thing is like, it's important to recognize this stuff and spend time thinking about it, without someone wants to overthink.
That's the problem.
Because the thing is, like, Steve texted it earlier.
The thing with anxiety is you just stop freaking out.
The thing he said earlier over text was like, not, I said something and you were like, yes, that is important. We need to do it without like this. Or do you, I don't know for the words, but like this.
Discounting?
Yeah. So you have to do it's not ignore situation, it's address situation at an appropriate level. Just not excessively. And I'm sure it's
It really fucking doesn't.
I mean,
address it. Jeez. You know, I've had, I have a problem with it. But then I'll go and suddenly everything's a vibe. So it's like, well, it was like I was still being thoughty, but I was being clever and discreet with it, which kind of drives people more wild. It's like how seeing someone in like sexy underwear gets you going more than if they just showed up naked.
I don't know why I'm feeling this, but are you sure you don't want me potentially every day couch, and then you can have me like here.
It's not gonna be fun.
I don't know why, but I feel like doing it. I don't know why.
I don't want you to do it.
Okay.
But if you can do whatever the fuck you want though, is my point. I keep trying to tell you that. Like you need to stop.
I do want to do it.
Because if you keep putting stuff on me, like I'm just gonna have to like make decisions, and then I'm set up for failure because you're so controlling. No, I'm not. You kept forcing me to take control. You kept putting it in my hands. That's what pissed me. Because, like, bitch.
Oh, you know, so I was thinking of, if in calmer moments, if you realize I'm being not so assertive, can you, like, remind me, but calmly? Because I know, like...
I'll try.
Yeah, if I try to reinforce it.
I'll try.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay.
Kaido was not bound with us.
Because you gotta think also,
may not
the
help
more
her.
you do
Our time is
something,
better served
the
making
more it's
sure
gonna
she
become
isn't
second
killed.
nature to you, and you'll stop thinking about it when you do it. Think about all my negative reactions and my blow-ups and shit with the stupid BPD-ass bullshit, especially in autopilot. Like, it's hard as fuck for me to see that shit because it's gone on for so long unchecked. Well, unchecked is probably the wrong... That makes it sound... No. Not unchecked. Just not seen, not acknowledged, not being taken care of. Always not completely or properly. You don't have to turn that back on. You think so? Oh. Oh my god.
It's fine, don't focus on
You
it.
okay?
I said it's fine, don't focus on it. Fine.
I really wish there was just some kind of surgery for BPD. That bitch would have been done already. I mean, think about it. I heal pretty alright.
A hammer of proving, commemorating Gauls joining the Red Legion.
Your Gaul is a monster, but mine is a legend. A pit fighter who climbed the Red Legion, then led an armada to shatter the last city. Proof that fate could be defied and brought to submit. I thought I could do that.
But you didn't. You brought words instead of fire.
I was taught to hone my mind.
But Gaul taught you your mind was a weapon. I thought I'd beaten Talus's softness from you.
My shield held the line as our people evacuated Torobatl. My shield!
You retreated. Death before dishonor, Keitel. You used to do that.
Burnt that fucker to a crisp.
Turbines halting. The Severance site is not far, and now the way is open. Go. Cabal pride be damned.
They just should make y'all beefy. Okay, what am I missing here?
The Lightspawn ignores your commands. They have forgotten Cabal dominance.
You are mine, Dominus. But if they wish to see you beaten, I won't deny them.
Bring the Guardian, then. I will gladly remind them what fear feels like.
Get on with it. In my youth, I watched you cut your way to the top of the fighting pits, like a bloodied idol. I thought you were magnificent.
What did you learn watching me rise?
Tenacity, ruthlessness, guile. The same crude tools the Hive brought to our home.
Tools you cast away when desperation drove you to beg. You grovel to our enemies for protection, like calluses gorged aristocrats when the coup crashed on their doors.
Your way proved inadequate to save our people. How can you not see that?
I see our home burning under your banner. Weakness runs in your blood. I will show you myself.
She died, smoldering in the ashes of Torbottle. Your lessons with her.
Then that is where she will stay.
Keitel, without the binding ritual, it is as I feared. We must abandon this.
I don't need a hive-tainted witch to explain my failure.
Then I won't.
Just gonna take a minute here. I like to watch the feeds while I work.
Service log updated. Daily tasks underway.
That's enough.
My programming tells me it is a very nice day. This is not a combat zone. Move along. Maintenance pending.
My team lost last night. Wine tastes funny these days.
This is not a combat zone. Move along. Yes.
That should do it.
Scheduling.
Perfect! It's not so bad here.